Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our 2025 membership year kickoff. My name is Liz Bogner. I'm the manager of volunteer experience here at Girl Scouts of Southeastern Michigan, and I'm going to be your MC for the evening. We are so glad to have you here this evening and to have you back for another fun year of Girl Scouts. And really, it's because of all of you that we're able to accomplish our mission at Girl Scouts of building girls of courage, confidence, and character who make the world a better place. So we are grateful to all of you for showing up, for engaging, for bringing your energy and your passion, and, empowering the leaders of tomorrow. So we have most of our staff teams here tonight to give you the information that you need to make sure that you have a successful Girl Scout year. We're going to start off with a welcome from our CEO, Monica Woodson. Then we're going to talk about our membership numbers, and we'll move into department updates after that. And we'll even talk about some events that we'd love to see you at with your troops. But we have a lot of ground to cover here tonight. So let's go ahead and move things along and talk about how we can all work together to make sure that we have a successful meeting here tonight. So I know by now we're probably old pros when it comes to Zoom, but I just want to make sure that we're on the same page with a few things. First, I'd like to ask that you keep yourselves muted for the duration of your time here. On the kickoff webinar, there's a lot of us on this call here tonight. So every time we hear some unmuted folks, it can get really distracting. So please just make sure that you're staying on mute to keep the chaos to a minimum. Also, if you do have a question, we absolutely want to hear it. We encourage you to use the chat function in order to type out a question, and we'll have GSSEM staff monitoring the chat log throughout so that we can make sure that we get all of your questions answered. And also, to keep our focus on the presenter, we ask that you turn off your cameras. Our presenters will be on camera, and we're going to be pinning the presenter's video so that you can match a face to a voice. So if you could help us out by doing those things, that will help us have a really great meeting here tonight. So let's move on to our agenda. So like I mentioned, I'm going to be introducing our CEO, Monica Woodson, in just a second. After that, we'll be going through a membership update. We'll talk about department updates. And of course, we will have a drawing for Toledo Zoo tickets at the end of our time here today. So without any further ado, I'm going to hand things over to our CEO, Monica Woodson.
Good evening, everybody. I hope you are well. Thank you for joining us this evening. We are, as we always do in Girl Scout fashion, we're going to start with the Girl Scout promise. On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. I will do my best to be honest and fair, friendly and helpful, considerate and caring, courageous and strong, and responsible for what I say and do, and to respect myself and others, respect authority, use resources wisely, make the world a better place, and be a sister to every Girl Scout. All righty. Good evening again. Well, before cameras went off, I saw some new faces joining us today. My name again is Monica Woodson. I am CEO of Girl Scouts of Southeastern Michigan. I'd first like to thank our incredible volunteer experience team for organizing tonight's virtual event. Your dedication and hard work make all the difference, and we truly appreciate everything you do. I'd also like to extend a very warm welcome to all of our volunteers as we kick off another fantastic year of Girl Scouts, especially any first-time volunteers joining us today. We are thrilled to have you with us. Your decision to volunteer is the first step in what I know will be a rewarding and impactful journey. Volunteers like you are the backbone of our success. Your commitment and passion are what enable us to deliver amazing leadership programs for girls. You are the mentors, the role models, and the guiding lights for our girls, helping them to discover their strengths, their passions, and their potential. I absolutely love this time of year. It's time for all of us to come together with a fresh start to the Girl Scout year. Whether your year begins with the fall product program, some fall camping, or diving right into badge work, know that our volunteer experience team has got your back. They are here to support you every step of the way, ensuring you have the resources and guidance you need to succeed. We hope that you are excited for all of the great things coming this year. We have an incredible lineup of activities, programs, and events designed to inspire and empower our girls. From STEM to take action projects, and from outdoor adventures to skills training, there's something for everyone. And it's really all made possible because of you, our volunteers. Together, we will make this a year of impact, growth, and unforgettable experiences for our girls. We will help them build confidence, develop skills, and make lasting friendships. We will show them that they can achieve anything they set their minds to. So, thank you so much for your dedication, your enthusiasm, and your unwavering support. Let's make this the best year yet. Okay, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, I'm gonna just very briefly touch on what I like to call the elephant in the room. I'm sure many of you have heard about the virtual National Council session that's coming up in October 19th, and it's to discuss a proposal brought forth by the national board and the CEO's off the national CEO about a potential membership dues increase. We don't have a lot of time to cover too much tonight, but I wanted to bring it up in case you have any questions. Obviously, you're gonna have questions or concerns, but I wanted to let you know because I know there's a whole lot of chatter out in social media and just out in the universe about what's going on, and to let you know that I am here tonight. I can take a couple of questions, but one of the things that we're working on is creating opportunities for volunteers to weigh in because we want to hear your voices on this. We want to hear as much informed commentary as possible before our national delegates represent you at the NCS. And so you will be getting some communication by the end of the week around a survey that's coming, as well as some opportunities for engagement. GSUSA, excuse me, has created, they've scheduled, I believe it's 3 uh, information webinars, if you will, that talk about the proposed dues increase, the cost, the different scenarios that they're presenting, and also how those funds will be invested in the movement. And so our goal is to make sure that our council delegates as well as our national delegates are as informed as possible so that we can make an informed decision on October 19th. So with that said, if you have questions, I can only take a few tonight because I don't want us to spend, that's not what tonight was designed for. But I also knew that this is becoming, it's out there in the world, and we would be remiss if we didn't at least address a couple of concerns. So if you have a question, please feel free to come off mute and come on camera, or post your question in the chat box. That my team is monitoring the chat box, and so anything we don't get to tonight, we will respond to very in the very near future, hopefully within the next few days.
Well, I'm going to come off mute. Good evening, everybody. Coco Mulder from Troop 77091.
Hey, Coco.
How you guys doing? I know I have a concern after reading through the documentation on the reasonings why they are thinking of raising the cost of membership. And for me, I have concerns of the reasonings. Like I feel that the reasons for the hike is beyond ridiculous. Like, it has no merit for us in the Midwest on a personal level. And I have a concern for the loss of troops if this is going to be the case. So I'd like to know, how are they going to answer for those of us who have concerns for the loss of troops? Because I know it's going to be a loss, because some of those hikes are, I mean, some troops are already struggling to meet the registration of just $25. So that's my question. Like, what are they going to do, to circumnavigate the loss?
Coco, do you mind sharing which there's a lot of documents floating around, so I want to make sure that I'm answering your question as best I can right now. Which document, do you know which document you're referring to when you talk about the rationale?
Yeah, so I shared it with my troop last night when I start hearing the rumblings. And I'll tell you, it's a 32-page document of, I think it was the conference in 2023 is when this happened, with the actions to take, the implementation, looked at how all of this was going to work out. And I'm concerned
Are you
for the
talking about
rationale.
the document they're talking about investing in our strategy or investing in
Yeah,
the strategy? Okay.
yeah.
So there's, and let me, first of all, you are not the only one who has these concerns. Most of us, many of us, my colleagues, here and across the country, we share your concerns. One of the things that GSUSA is doing currently is working on their strategic plan. And in the way that they are looking at this is they recognize that we have a membership issue, right? They realize that the things that we've been doing for decades need to be, improved, right? They need to be modernized, they need to be updated, et cetera, et cetera. And so part of what they're sharing is that a part of their hope is that this dues increase will support those initiatives. So a lot of the questions people are asking is how is this going to directly benefit girls? Well, you and I both know when people ask that question, they mean direct benefit to girls. What GSUSA is saying is if we invest in our strategy, it's going to benefit girls, however, in the following ways. They're also saying that if we get the number that they're aiming for, they'll be able to reinvest in technology improvements around digital cookie, around some of the operational tech that we use in the office. So they are talking about both programmatic and operational investments. Um, I have to admit, I too find their rationale troubling, and I recognize that we are going to take a hit in membership. That's pretty much the general consensus. So part of what I'm hoping they will cover in upcoming sessions is a clearer solution, if you will, for lack of a better word, on how they're going to address membership attrition, because there's no way you're going to grow membership and increase the price. So, but we will stay tuned on that. But thank you for lifting that up. Any other questions?
Monica, we do have one in the chat. Just more of a comment. This is from Alyssa Hilton, a troop leader, and she just wants to share that one of the biggest things that she has heard and seen on social media is that in a time where recruitment is low and finding volunteers is difficult, the organization may want to look at freezing or lowering the registration fee, and just concern overall about the general economic climate and inflation of other goods and services. So Alyssa just wanted to share that and lift up that concern.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And there are some across in the movement who have lifted up that same sentiment. So again, you are just reconfirming what many are saying in these conversations.
And there are a couple of questions related to the membership reward for the cookie program. And so currently girls can earn a membership renewal if they sell a certain amount of cookies. And so the questions are around, is that still being offered for 2025? And in the future, if this goes through, with the amount of cookies being sold need to increase? I can answer the part about if it will be a reward for 2025. It will continue to be a reward for 2025, which is the cookie season coming up in just a few months. But beyond that, we plan the rewards, year to year. So I can't speak to beyond that.
And so this, just to be clear, any increase is not going to affect the year that we started today. This would be FY 2025, 26.
I have a quick question, if you don't mind. So my name's Lonnie. I'm from Troop 77073 in Livonia. So one thing that my parents were asking, and we are a first year cadet troop. We've been in a troop for 7 years, but it's cadets. As the girls are getting older, they're getting less and less. We're losing numbers. That's normal. I've seen it happen. But their concern is that with what they're talking about as a possible $85 for membership, they feel like with everything else going up, the cost of badges going up, the cost of cookies going up, not that they are this year or whatever, but and the limited amount of profit that we get from the cookies, it's getting harder for them to stay interested and want to come back. On top of getting new girls, right now it's a good selling point. It's $25 a year. It's, and once you start raising it, it's going to be harder and harder, to show the benefits. And, the couple girls left during cookie season because, the parents are like, well, how much are we getting on this? And I said 70 cents a box. And they're like, we're out. So it's kind of more of an opinion than a question, but it's getting harder when they are seeing all the other prices going up that are related to actual troop, right, direct to troop and the girls, and they're not seeing much come back.
Right. No, that is another sentiment that has been raised among in several of the meetings that we're having with GSUSA leadership as well as the board. So I appreciate it, and your sentiments are definitely being echoed and run up the flagpole. I think I have time for one more question. Going once. All righty. So we are going to be setting up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my name is Layla Deeb. I am group 77989 Dearborn, and my concern is the same as the rest. We just began, and I think so $85. So definitely I'm going to be losing.
Layla, you're breaking up. Would you mind putting your question in the chat so we can make sure we can address it?
It's the same thing. Just raising my voice and saying, well, I think so $85 is too much money, since it's not going to include badges, right? Badges, vests, and all that. Yeah.
No, nothing will change with membership other. 25 and 85, it will be the same.
The same. So definitely I'll be losing my girls with that raise.
No, we are working very hard to try to address that. So so thank you all so much for posing your questions. As I said, we are working on a few different ways for you to engage on this issue, to weigh in. Look for a communication towards the end of the week, the top of next week at the absolute latest. We know time is an urgency on this, and we want to make sure that we hear from as many voices as possible. So look in your email, be on the lookout, I should say, in your email, or possibly even text for updates or alerts on upcoming conversations or surveys, etc. Thank you all so much. I appreciate all the comments, both the oral as well as in the in the chat, and we will do our best to respond to each one. We might put together a Q&A or some sort or something to just answer the questions and distribute, but we will make sure that not only are your concerns addressed, but that they are elevated to our delegates and at the virtual NCS. Liz?
Thank you, Monica. So now we have Amanda Thomas. She is our Chief Membership Officer, and she is going to share some news about our membership at GSSEM.
All right. Thank you, Liz, and thank you, Monica, and especially want to thank all of you for coming on, for the privilege of your time this evening. I know everyone is very busy this time of year, and so we are already looking forward to this Girl Scout year and thankful for your time. I just want to note that there were some comments and questions in the chat that we were not able to get to with Monica. So Liz, if you could just record those names so that we can make sure that those that had comments in the chat are able to, when we have the opportunity to collect feedback, that we're able to make sure that that communication gets to them specifically, so that we can get those comments collected.
Absolutely.
Thank you. All right. So as Liz said, I'm excited to share our membership numbers as we are wrapping up our 2024 membership year and moving into our 2025 year. So we had a great year here at GSSEM, which is very exciting. For the second year in a row, our membership has been on an upward trend, growing about 2% a year, which we're very happy with, considering that we each year see a decline in the youth population in Michigan. However, as I said, we're seeing about a 2% increase over last year, and our membership year ends today on September 30th. And we have currently ending the year 14,808 youth members, 5,328 adult members, as well as 2,360 lifetime members, for a total membership of 22,496. For our membership year that actually starts today, October 1st, is our 2025 membership year, and we had a great early registration campaign. And so we're excited to say that we already have 10,192 girls registered for this year, as well as strong registration for our adults and lifetime membership. So for the 2025 year, we're already just over 16,000 members, and we are really excited to continue to get girls enrolled in Girl Scouts and move forward with a great year. So we have a lot of good things in store for you today, and we're excited to share all about our council programs and events and camps, as well as all the other volunteer support we have. So with that, we will get started with our content for the evening.
Thanks, Amanda. So now we are going to move into our department updates. So we've got a bunch of exciting information to share with you tonight. We're going to start off with council programs, then we'll move into the marketing and communications team, then member support, product program and retail, our recruitment team, and I will wrap things up with volunteer experience. So right now I'm going to throw it over to our council programs team. We have 3 individuals from our program team who's going to be giving updates on what's going on in their world. And we're going to start off with Claire.
Hi, everyone. My name is Claire Sabrin. I am the Deputy Chief of Research and Evaluation at GSSEM. So at the beginning of membership year 2025, we're excited to continue using research and program evaluations to make data-driven decisions on how to best serve Girl Scouts. We were able to use evaluation to look at some of the pilot programs for our membership, as well as looking at our programs that we provided and doing the insight and growth evaluation. So thank you everyone who has participated up to this point. A couple things that I want to talk to you about today are the surveys and member feedback going forward, as well as camps. So I really appreciate those of you who gave feedback on how we collect your thoughts and opinions on GSSEM. we were able to update the surveys to ask more relevant questions. So for example, like value for cost and location of event, which is things that parents really wanted to give feedback on, especially troop leaders as well. We also are trying to do our surveys in a more succinct way. I know some of them have been longer, and that can be harder, especially for the younger kiddos. We've standardized some of the questions for each survey so we can compare different events, so it can be so we can see the specific feedback from those questions and say, okay, this event, you know, people are really enjoying it. This one, people aren't having as much of a good experience with it, so that way we can improve. We have just been really excited to talk to you all about what you want to see as members. One of our larger evaluations that we are doing now is the camp evaluation. So over the summer and going into this fall, we've been focused on an evaluation of Camp Playfair and Camp Hawthorne Hollow. So we want to look at the strengths and areas for growth for those camps. So we have already historically collected surveys regarding summer and troop camp. But at this point, we wanted to get a more in-depth look. So we had a longer survey for Girl Scouts who attended the summer camps. And we also have held several focus groups. Thank you so much for everyone who's participated. And I will be analyzing that data to determine how we can improve our camp experience for members. So both summer camp and troop camping. Going forward, I've been working really closely with membership to make sure that we continue collecting feedback throughout the year. So not just for camp, not just for specific programs, but for everything that we do. So always keep your eyes peeled on your email for upcoming opportunities. I read every single survey that you submit. I record everything that's said in any focus groups you participate in. I make sure that it gets to the right people so people know. I really appreciate everything that you do. I know it takes time and effort to do these things, and I just am always blown away and grateful at how responsive everyone in Girl Scouts is. And so thank you again. I see that the increase in financial aid, I believe that's a camp question. Is that correct, to Raven who put that? Or is that a general? Well, if it is a camp, that is feedback that we've gotten and that we have passed along and that we're putting in the report as well. So, yeah. So thank you, everyone.
And next up we have Toria.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Toria Ward-Gilkey, and I am the Vice President of Partnerships and College and Career Readiness. And just for a few moments, I would like to highlight some of the Council Program Team accomplishments that occurred during the 2024 membership year and share programs that are launching this fall. First, I would like to lift highest awards. The Bronze, Silver, and Gold awards are the highest awards a Girl Scout can achieve. These awards are given to Girl Scouts that complete projects that are beneficial to their community and to the broader world. They demonstrate their leadership abilities and commitment to their communities. In membership year 2024, we recognize the projects of 15 gold awardees, 65 silver awardees, and 279 bronze awardees that took action and completed projects in their communities. To view photos and highlights from the 2024 Honor Celebration, please visit www.gssem.org/honors 2024. Girls that are interested in earning their silver and gold awards are required to attend virtual trainings that are listed on the council calendar and must be completed prior to starting their Take Action projects. We would like to thank our dedicated volunteers that train and mentor our girls and serve on the highest awards committee. Currently, there are 8 silver and 6 gold virtual trainings scheduled, as well as a gold award journey weekend at Camp Hawthorne Hollow that is scheduled on October 25th, 26th, and 27th. Currently, there are 8 girl spots open for this unique program opportunity. To learn more and guarantee participation, Please register before the registration deadline because late registrations will not be accepted. Next, I would like to talk about college and career readiness. In December, the College and Career Readiness team hosted a Michigan Achievement Scholarship Watch Party to help girls more about scholarships, grants, and other resources to fund college tuition and associated expenses at Michigan colleges and universities. In February, we offered registration for the free application for Federal Student Aid, CAFE, also known as FAFSA, in partnership with Detroit College Access Network, so that girls and adults could receive one-on-one support filling out this required form to support their post-secondary experiences. In June, our GEP girls took advantage of the Michigan State University College Tour and overnight campus experience. The girls had an opportunity to have dialogue with a college admissions officer, stay overnight in a college dormitory, eat in the cafeteria, and explore some of the popular areas on MSU's campus. Based upon the girls' feedback, they would like to explore more college campuses, and we plan to provide them with that. So this fall, seniors and ambassadors are invited to meet students and faculty and explore degree options, financial aid, and campus living, all at Lawrence Technological University for their visit day in Southfield. More information can be found on the GSSEM website for LTU visit days that are scheduled on November 16th and December 14th. Older girls that are interested in CCR programming, please register to attend the upcoming events. Next, I will share highlights about the Girl Advisory Board. The Girl Advisory Board, also known as GAB, was created to provide an opportunity for older Girl Scouts to further develop their leadership skills and represent girls at Girl Scouts of Southeastern Michigan. On September 30th, the application process ended for this cohort, and the girls will be notified of next steps. They are expected to attend the kickoff meeting on Sunday, October the 6th. Girls will lead and serve in different capacities at various council events and earn service hours. We would like to thank our GAB e-board, our GAB members, and their adults for participating in various council events this year, most recently at our well-attended GSSEM annual Moonlight and Hayride at Blake's Orchard and Cider Mill. Next, I'll share information about our upcoming community partner events. Last year, we partnered with some amazing community organizations to bring girl-led and girl-inspired partnership programs. Last member year, we created even more fun and engaging program opportunities for you and your families to participate in this member year. Programs are currently scheduled now through March 2025. We look forward to seeing you at Kaleidoscope of Science Fun on October 13th at the Michigan Science Center. Some of our events that will be hosted by 313 Presents, which will take place at Little Caesars Arena and the Fox Theater. And hopefully we will see you at Ford Field for the Detroit Lions versus Minnesota Vikings game in January. And last but not least, communication about the Thanksgiving Day Parade will be sent soon to our girls that are 13 years of age or older so that they can take part in this annual tradition. Here are some program pillar updates. This membership year, the Life Skills team brought some unique programs to our council membership and recently concluded our multifaceted collaboration with the Michigan Women's Commission, which consisted of a mentorship program, virtual speaker series, and in-person badge events. Throughout this partnership, each level Girl Scout had the opportunity to learn and engage with women in leadership across various industries. As you know, October is Make a Difference Month, and Life Skills has 2 upcoming program events for our girls to make an impact in our communities across Southeastern Michigan for Make a Difference Day. On Friday, October 25th, juniors through ambassadors will pack donated goods for scholars ages 9 through 13 years of age in need and craft personalized, encouraging bookmarks to accompany donated journals. This program will take place at the Clinton Township Service Center from 6 to 8:30 p.m. On Saturday, October 26th, Daisies and Brownies will make a difference by packing donated goods for scholars in need that are ages 4 to 8 years old. They will also color beautiful keepsakes to uplift and encourage them. This program will take place at the Detroit Service Center from 1 to 4 p.m. Registration details can be found on the calendar of events page. This membership year, the STEAM, Financial Literacy, and Entrepreneurship team brought some exceptional programs to council. The Girl Scouts chess team competed in the 2-day Michigan Open State Chess Championships on August 31st through September the 1st at the Radisson Hotel in Southfield, Michigan. One girl, 8th grader Helena Lyons, won the state championship in the under 400 section. Congratulations, Helena. Last month, girls participated in the Physics at iFly event. 20 Daisies, Brownies, and Cadets experienced an interactive STEM presentation, a physics demonstration inside the wind tunnel, a classroom experiment, and one-on-one flight time while earning their STEM Career Exploration Badge. As you know, Chemistry Day is a GSSEM favorite, and it's almost here. On November 9th, Girl Scout Chemistry Day will take place at the First United Methodist Church in Troy. Our event this year will be similar to previous years, where volunteer chemists and chemical engineers from the Detroit area will come together to showcase their careers in chemistry. They will provide hands-on chemical experiments, advanced chemical concepts, and chemistry-related crafts to Girl Scouts in grades 4th and 5th. This summer, juniors and cadets attended a jewelry making badge workshop at Kendra Scott Jewelers in Novi Mall. The girls learned about making jewelry in Kendra Scott's business journal. They wrote a simple business plan as a jeweler and pitched it to the group. In case you missed this event this summer, another program is scheduled on October the 12th at Kendra Scott Jewelers, and registration details can be found on our website. Spaces are filling up, so please sign up. This summer, 29 girls attended the Real World Reality Fair Badge Workshop in Monroe, where they explored real-world expenses, taxes, decision-making, and exploring wants versus need based on their career budgets. If you want to attend another fun and interactive financial literacy workshop this fall, on November 2nd, we will host Surviving the Real World in Troy. Again, if you're interested, please visit our website for all of these amazing opportunities. And then lastly, I would like to share details about our GSSEM mobile STEAM unit. GSSEM is excited to announce our long-awaited STEAM mobile unit. We have a delivery date and is expected to be delivered in mid-November. The mobile unit is in production in Ohio, and we are planning a soft launch of the truck through a school and community-based pilot rollout to vet the curriculum and usage of the vehicle. The curriculum will serve youth in grades kindergarten through 5th grade with a focus on Girl Scout badge work. Some examples are the Daisy Coding for Good badge, the Brownie Home Scientist, and Junior Programming Robot badges, to name a few. The focus of having this vehicle is to fill in STEM and STEAM education gaps in school districts throughout the GSSEM service area and expose more youth to STEM and STEAM education. We are planning to pilot it at 3 schools within the city of Detroit, but we are looking to serve all in this region. If anyone in this meeting has strong relationships with your local school or school district, and you would like to be a part of this pilot rollout, please email us at gssem-programs@gssem.org. And I'll put this information in the chat. Again, We hope to have all of the kinks worked out and have the truck available for bookings in the spring of 2025. This concludes my presentation, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me via email. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toria. And now we have Carly, our Director of Camp and Outdoor Education.
Hello, everybody. Like Liz said, I'm Carly Massaro. I'm the Director of Camp and Outdoor Education. I actually started my very first day here on the first day of camp this summer, which meant a very chaotic first month and a half or so of getting through summer camp. But we did have full sold out summer camps for all 4 weeks this summer, and it went pretty well. If your kid attended camp, our pictures were sent out a few weeks ago, so you can check all of those out. Some of the things we've got going on up here, I'm at Hawthorne Hollow right now, and Playfair, is that our troop camping is continuing on. We have all of our dates for membership year 25 currently posted on the event calendar. You can go into there, book a building. After you book that building, we'll reach out to you about if you want to add programming or backpacks or activities on to your visit. You do not have to. If you want to just book a space, come out, hike, do your own activities, you 100% can, but you book it the same way. We also extended our season at Playfair. So those of you in the chat that were talking about being north of Port Huron, if you're wanting to get out and just go on a camping trip, we did extend Playfair into mid-November this year. The buildings, not the A-frames if you've been up there. Those are cold. We're not going to do that for you. Upcoming events that we have going on at Hawthorne Hollow and Playfair. We have Fall Frenzy coming up in just under 2 weeks. This is a combination of our events that we've had in the past, the Harvest Fest and the Spooktastic Spooky Fest. I honestly don't remember what they called it because, again, I'm very new here. But they've combined that. We've combined it into one big event up here next Saturday, the 12th. And that registration closes this Friday. So if you want to come up, it's just an open house. We're going to have BB guns, archery, axe throwing for our cadets in hire, low ropes, some crafts, swaps, tie-dyes, a bonfire, all sorts of fun stuff going on that you can come. And this event is open to everyone, so you can bring your whole family with you. It doesn't have to just be the girl. Toria already mentioned the Gold Award weekend coming up at Hawthorne Hollow. That same weekend, we are running an outdoor journey weekend where your girls can come up as a troop or individually. They will need a parent with them if they're individually to earn their outdoor journey. One of the ways that we're making sure they get there is by having them cook all of their meals over the fire. So the registration for that does include their food for the weekend, but they are going to be cooking everything over the fire. They are going to be campfire cooking pros by the end of that. In November, we have our Friendsgiving event. This is a 1 overnight, so a Friday evening to a Saturday evening event where you are going to come in, you're going to prep food, you're going to learn, again, cooking, fire safety, knife skills, things like that. Prep a dish, Saturday finish cooking that dish, and then we're all going to get together in Handy Hall.
If it's okay, I'm just gonna...
And have a big old Friendsgiving feast. I'm really looking forward to this. We are working with Chef Jake. If you've seen him in any of the other events, he's also was here this past summer for our Master Chef Week. December, we have a holidays event as well. This is just a drop-in event. It's not an overnight. That is happening. We're going to do a rededication ceremony, have some cozy treats over the fire, and just kind of have some little bit of holiday fun. Summer Camp 2025, we are already in planning action for that, figuring out themes and dates and all of that. Registration should open in January for us to get that out. I'm hoping to have all of the themes and dates released a little bit before that, so you can start planning ahead for that. As far as outdoor education goes, if you've been to any of the outdoor adventure events that are all over the GS events calendar and have met Paige, she puts on a substantial amount, tons of events. And she does try to hit a lot of different areas. that don't typically. Hang on, I'm just looking at the notes really quick. Yes, Playfair is our camp that's up on Lake Huron. It is a small camp. It doesn't have a lot of land to go for big hikes and stuff like that, but it is a great space. And it's absolutely gorgeous. It's going to be stupidly pretty this fall with the trees and then the lake right there. Yes, Paige is the best. She is the best. Okay. Troop camping in June. Playfair is open all summer for troop camping. In Hawthorne Hollow, we run troop camping the beginning of June, pretty much up to when our staff arrives for staff training for summer camp, and then in August as well. If you're wanting summer dates, those are both going to be really good dates, especially if you want to use the pool, because the pool is open from Memorial Day to Labor Day. You can see some of Paige's big events that she's got coming up here on the screen. She's got Badgepalooza in Bloomfield Township. She has different sessions for the different age levels so that she can make sure she gives the enough attention to the different ages. She's got an overnight at the Longway Planetarium in Flint. She's got a winter Badgepalooza at a farm in Bloomfield Hills where they come out and earn. I believe she's got 2 badges and a couple of the mini patches that are going to be earned during that time. And she's doing an overnight in Sloan Museum in Flint. That one is not until April. So she's getting some of these events built out going forward so you guys can get yourselves registered for them. I think that is everything I have for you. And I will respond to some questions in the chat as well.
All right. Thank you, Carly. Now we will move on to the marketing and communications team, aka Marcom, and Monica Milberg and Gretchen Monette will lead us through that. So take it away, Monica.
Hi, everyone. My name is Monica. I'm the social media specialist at GSSEM. I manage all of GSSEM social media, and I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about why you should be following us. So on the slide, all of our accounts are listed. We have over 14,000 followers on Facebook alone, so I'm sure there's quite a bit of you in here. I actually recognize quite a few names. So thank you to all of you, and an extra big thank you to those of you who engage with our content. Because when you follow and engage with us, it helps us grow and reach more girls and adults across Southeastern Michigan. It also connects us with partners who assist us in putting on all of the fun events we provide year-round. And it's a great way to show your family and friends the incredible things Girl Scouts are doing and accomplishing. So if you don't follow us already, you're missing out on a lot of good stuff, because not only will you help grow our audience, it will also help you stay up to date on upcoming events, get registration reminders, and specifically for Facebook, you'll find giveaways and thousands of photos from different events so you can see what girls all over the council have been up to, and maybe even find a few events that your girl might be interested in attending in the future. Speaking of photos, thank you to all of you who tag us or send us photos of your girl or troop at different events. I love to share them to our pages to show other parents and leaders what girls are accomplishing through Girl Scouts. So keep it up, keep those coming. And lastly, you'll find a ton of posts specifically for volunteers, like webinar reminders, mixer announcements, and volunteer spotlights, which are a great way to recognize and shout out our incredible volunteers. So I'm going to turn it over to our PR and communication specialist, Gretchen, and she's going to talk with you all a little bit more about the spotlights and how and where you can be featured.
Thank you, Monica. I appreciate that. You know, we are nothing when we don't have our volunteers, and you all know that. And you all have such amazing stories of why you are doing what you do for Girl Scouts of Southeastern Michigan. And I want to hear them. Your co-troop leaders, your co-volunteers want to hear them. And people that are thinking about involving themselves and volunteering, they need to hear them. That's why I'm asking you to, at one point this year, send in a volunteer spotlight nomination. You can see the address right there on your screen. It's a little form, a little bit of information, or a lot of information. For me, the more the better. So send me your story. Send me why you love Girl Scouts. Send me why you want to help out our girls and push them and get them to be the best young women that they can. The other thing I need from you is when you send me those volunteer spotlight nominations, it asks for a photo. I need big photos, big ones, not like little tiny, thumbnail sketches. I'm looking for great photos, and usually those are best taken by somebody else with your phone. Some people get selfies. I guarantee you I am not a selfie taker. Some people are, some people aren't. But the best way to make sure that I get a good photo for this volunteer spotlight is to have somebody else take it on your phone. Please feel free to give me an email if you have any questions. I will include my email in the chat in a moment, but I want to hear stories from every single one of you. And there are a lot of you on this call today, so I expect to get flooded with volunteer spotlight nominations before the end of this year. Thank you all.
Thank you, Marcom. Now we're going to move on to the member support team, and Gail Dembinski, our service unit support specialist for communities 1 through 6, are going to take us through her team's updates.
Hello, everyone. Member support is here to support not only the volunteers, but the families and Girl Scouts. And we're broke into 3 separate areas of specializing. So service unit support, we recruit and support our administrative volunteers, and you'll usually find Matt and I at your leader meetings. We also support Juliet's or the individual registered members, and we support specialty troops like our Mackinac Island Honor Guard and travel troops. I cover communities 1 through 6, and Matt Pruitt, communities 7 through 12. Next slide. Then we have our first year troop support specialists. They provide support to new troops and new troop leaders during their first Girl Scout year. We have Nora Shu, who does communities 1, 3, 5, and 6, and Mary Basil, which does 2, 4, 7, and 8. And we're still looking and recruiting for our communities 9 through 12. But member support is here to cover those areas until we find someone. They assist new troop leaders with organizing their first troop meetings, and they host the new leader roundtables. Finally, we have our member support specialist, which is Sabrina Barron and Lana Yeager Barstead. Sabrina does communities 1 through 6, and Lana does 7 through 12. And they provide updates and information from GSSEM. They support and help with troop planning, including rallyhood. They interpret and provide updates on policies and procedures, and they collaborate with volunteers to resolve issues and provide first level conflict mediation. Now, there are a lot of names and emails on here, but if you ever get confused on who to reach out to, we just do troopsupport@gssem.org, and we can help you get to the right place. Next slide. We have a couple unique upcoming member support events. We are starting a virtual GSSEM volunteer reading circle. Adult volunteers are invited to meet virtually each month to discuss our book of the month selection. GSSEM's new volunteer reading circle will be held from 7 to 8 p.m. on the 3rd Thursday of each month, where we will discuss our book of the month selection. The meeting will also include icebreaker activity, guided discussion, and a chance to connect with other adult volunteers in a layback setting. The first meeting will be held Thursday, October 17th at 7 p.m. And you can find the registration on the calendar for that. And then we have an upcoming virtual meeting for GSSEM leaders. All GSSEM troop leaders are invited to a virtual meeting on Microsoft Teams hosted by your member support team. We'll share important council updates and essential troop leader resources and have some time to network. And that will take place on Thursday, October 24th at 7 p.m. And again, you can register on the event calendar for that. If you have any questions, you can contact Nafisa Williams at nwilliams@gssem.org. And this one is special to us because Matt and I are trying to grow our special interest troop offering, and we need volunteers. Special interest troops not only allow girls to dive deeper into their favorite topics and explore new ideas, but also help make the Girl Scout experience accessible for all. Unique abilities, hiking, art and design, astronomy, the possibilities are endless. And if you or your Girl Scout have a skill set or interest to share with others in a special interest troop, we would love to hear from you. Contact Matt Pruitt at mpruitt@gssem.org to express interest or ask questions. We'd like to remind you to update your troop information at GSSEM for 2025. This tells us where you're meeting, the time, the location, how many girls your troop is open for, and any other additional information to help make sure that families looking for Girl Scouts get the most accurate information. And then finally, since we started the new Girl Scout year today, please review your troop roster to ensure all members are renewed for membership year 2025. We appreciate everything you do for Girl Scouts, and we hope you have a great year.
Thank you, Gail. Thank you, member support. Now I'm going to throw it over to Laren Wynn, who is our Vice President of Product Program and Retail Operations.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Liz. My name is Laren Wynn. I am the Vice President of Product Program and Retail Operations. Next slide, please. I would like to introduce everyone to my team. On the product program side, we have Melia Baruki as Product Program Specialist, Paige Callahan, and Heather Dantuma. And we also are recruiting as well for our 4th Product Program Specialist position. On the retail operations side, we have Rose Gutierrez as our part-time retail associate, as well as Sabrina Reese, who recently, as of yesterday, has been promoted to Retail Operations Manager. And we are also recruiting for a retail associate at the Clinton Township location. So this is everyone, meet our team. Next slide, please. All right, so I am going to begin with the product program department. Fall's products program sale is underway, and this fall product program does help build 5 important skills that the girls will be learning, which are goal setting, money management, people skills, business ethics, and decision making. And the fall program supports local Girl Scouting and helps GSSEM troops in our council programming. The items that are being sold during this fall sale are nuts, candy, magazines, Tervis tumblers, and bark items. Next slide, please. Important dates that to remember are today, October 1st, our fall product program sale begins. Some of you may have already started online sales a couple of weeks ago, but today order card sales can begin. This program will run until October 30th when troop orders are due by 11:59 p.m. Fall product pickup at our GSSEM service centers will be on November 7th, 8th, and 9th. Location and time selected will be in M2 when troops place their orders. On December 3rd, 4th, and 5th, fall reward and cookie kit pickup That would be during that time. So requests for cookie kits are coming soon, so look for that. December 9th, we will do an ACH sweep of funds due to GSSEM for fall product program. And then as you can see, fall product program sale rolls right into the busiest time of the year. December 16th, our cookies program begins. So it's coming soon. Speaking of cookies, we are looking for some volunteers to join our cookie committee. If you are interested, please visit gssem.org/cc for more information. Next slide. If you join our cookie committee, you can make an impact by helping shape our product programs and contribute to their success. See behind the scenes by gaining insight into inner workings of our product programs and the effort that goes into making them successful. Be the first to know. The cookie committee members are the first to hear about any product program updates directly from our staff. And then incentives. You'll receive a special GSSEM committee t-shirt, volunteer patch, and more. Next slide, please. And then, rolling in from going from product program into retail operations, we are in our shops, we are rolling out a digital loyalty rewards program. So you can get rewarded at the GSSEM Council Shop with this new rewards program. So how it works, spend a minimum of $50 to earn 1 point. And then for every 5 points, you will earn a $10 off reward. Points and rewards can be tracked via the customer's phone number. So come in on our system when you're checking out. It will ask you if you would like to be enrolled in the program, into the loyalty rewards program, and you can just simply put in your phone number to track all of that information. Points and rewards must be earned and used within a 12-month period. And guess what? It starts today. So this is a reward program, starts live in our shops. And then it will be rolling out here in the future as well on our pickup website as well. Service Center pickup website. Next slide, please. Thank you. All right, so speaking of pickup, you can get your Girl Scout gear from one of our GSSEM service centers order pickup by visiting www.gssem.org/pickup. Or you can also email us at pickup@gssem.org if you have any questions. Next slide, please. All right, and then lastly, important shop dates to remember. We will be closed November 24th through November 30th for Thanksgiving. And then we'll also be closed December 15th through January 5th for the winter holiday break. And I believe that is it for me. If anyone has any questions for product program or product, you can email us at productsales@gssem.org. And then if you have any questions regarding the retail shop, you can email us at retailshop@gssem.org. I will be also in the chat if anyone has any questions, and I'll also put those contact emails in there as well. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Laren. Next, we have Paige, our Director of Recruitment, to give you some recruitment updates.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here with you tonight. I joined the team back in July, so it has been great to get to talk to all of the new troop leaders and all of the others who are recruiting in. So I first want to start off with a team introduction. So on the screen is all of our recruiters for their various communities. We have Keosha Murphy, who is in communities 1 and 3, Sherry Warner, who is in communities 2, 4, and then Servant Unit 701. Mary Beth Mills is in communities 5 and 6, Josh Smith Bogan in 8, 9, and then Service Unit 703, Tiffany Mann in 10, 11, and 12, And then on staff, we have Ashley Davis, who is our recruitment coordinator and makes sure that you guys get all of the beautiful flyers and materials that you receive. We are also recruiting for a Latinx engagement and Tri Girl Scouts recruitment specialist. So the GSSEM recruitment team hosts recruitment events throughout the council and school year at schools, communities, houses of worship, community gatherings, and more. We create recruitment flyers to promote troops, and please feel free to contact us if you would like a flyer to recruit for more members in your troop. We also host family information meetings, so you have likely seen or heard from one of my recruitment managers to come into your school for that, and that is to get new troops started. When we come into schools, we might occasionally ask for you to show up just to share your experiences there. And then we also work with leads throughout our council to start new troops or to find troops to join, nearby for them to join. And then we also assist with new troops with the onboarding process to get their troop formed. We also attend the troop organization meeting for all new troops that are formed. And then for September 2024 through January 2025, we have hired seasonal recruitment specialists that attend meetings in place of our recruitment managers. So if you don't see any of the faces you saw on the screen, you will be met with one of our seasonal staff members. And then helping with our recruitment efforts. So ultimately, you as troop leaders within your school have way more sway with Girl Scout awareness at your school than we can have as staff sometimes. Some strategies to help us generate interest in Girl Scouts is to do something that could include a Girl Scout takeover. And I'm going to pass it over to Jenny Praler to talk about some activities she's done to do a takeover in schools.
Hi there, my name's Jenny Praler. I'm a membership project manager, but I was a volunteer for 10 years and I led Girl Scout troops from daisies all the way up to ambassadors. And we really can use your help to get into schools and to have schools excited about having us in the school as a recruitment team, because not all schools know how wonderful we are. And we would really like you as troop leaders to kind of build a relationship with the principals in your school, the administration in your school's teachers, the secretaries, and let them know what you are doing that is so amazing in your school so that they can see the benefits of Girl Scouts and they're more open to wanting us to be in the school and just so that they can support Girl Scouts as a whole. So I have some ideas for you to do. Like Paige was talking about the Girl Scout takeover, if your school's got a trophy case where they put the athletic trophies and things, it would be great if they would let you put some things in there. If not, if they have a bulletin board that you can use, or just allow you to put up some of your posters that your girls might have created for take action projects for your journeys, or just any of the community service that you've done that's so wonderful that you would like to share. We would really, really love for you to build a relationship in your school. And at the same time, we know that you're doing take action projects for every journey, and we know that your troops are doing lots of wonderful things in the community, but please remember your meeting place, whether it's a school or whether it's a church or a community center. It is really great as Girl Scouts to give back and include your school campus.
There you go. And that's for sleeping.
And include your school or your church campus as the recipient of one of your take action projects. So I just wanted to give you an example. When I was a troop leader, we did a huge food drive twice a year. We did it one time in the fall, kind of near Thanksgiving, and then we did it again in the spring after the local food bank had told us that they get lots and lots of donations in the spring, or in the fall, but not so many in the spring. And so we learned that that was a need, that the community had a need for another food drive in the spring. And they also let us know that they had a need for hygiene, that they got lots of food, but they didn't get lots of female products, diapers, hygiene items that people need for interviews, that they need for their day-to-day life. So when we heard about these needs, we involved our whole school in this. And as a Girl Scout troop, we asked the teachers and asked the principal if we could go around and educate the other classrooms about why this was so important, why it was sustainable to have a Girl Scout troop. And we educated these classrooms. So if your school allows it, that's a really, really cool way for your troop to partner up with the school, doing your community service and doing your take action projects. And it's a win-win, because we did collection drives the schools that my troops were at were 700 seat schools. So this was a fantastic opportunity for us to do a drive and to get all kinds of stuff donated for the food bank. And it made the school look really good too, because my girls and my volunteers were offering to do the work after school, counting everything, making the donation, yet the whole school was involved. So this was a really great opportunity for the school and for us, and we made it sustainable. It was something that we were able to pass on to the school to keep on going after all of my girls were gone and not in the school anymore. Another example is working with the student council that's in your school and working together on something to share your bronze projects. Your bronze projects probably have a sustainability factor in them, to keep it going, an education factor. So you can do that by educating the classes. Silver and Gold Award Girl Scouts can go back to their elementary schools and share what they are doing to excite people. This will get people excited about Girl Scouts, excited about what you're doing. You can even share if your school does announcements in the morning, maybe they're high tech and they do the news. You can share the things that your school is with your school that your troop is doing, such as we went to the Humane Society, we made all these dog toys. It was great. We donated 300 dog toys that the troop made. If a girl sells a lot of cookies and that she earns like a huge prize, that's something that maybe the school would be willing to put in their newsletter to include in the announcements. We're just asking you as leaders, if your school is open to it, to get the school excited and to work with the school. These are things that will only improve Girl Scouts' relationship with the school, and they will help you as a troop to get the word out, whether you have room for new girls in your troop, and if you do not, please include the recruitment team so that we can get another troop going at your school. So if you have people that are coming to you when you are making yourself well known in your school, just reach out to us at the recruitment team, or you can let your member support specialists know and they can help get that referral going so that we can open up more troops at your school so that we can get Girl Scouts with more families. And just like Gail was mentioning in member support, make sure that you update that troop information form with how many girls is desired in your troop and what levels you're serving so that we can place girls in your troop if you have availability versus a new troop. But these are just some ideas I had, but we can really use your help with this. So thank you in advance, and thanks to all the leaders for all your hard work, and thanks for making it happen for us. I know a lot of you leaders have been showing up at family information meetings, at troop organization meetings. Some of you have even been sending cadet and older Girl Scouts to help the families entertain their kids and tell them about it, and we appreciate you so much. So thanks for letting me speak for a few seconds here. Maybe it was a couple of minutes. And have a great night. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jenny. And like Jenny had said, if you do hear of people who are interested and if you're able to do these initiatives, please just connect them back with our recruitment managers. And we would love to get them started with a new troop or work with you as current troop leaders to get them involved in your troop. And then if you need any recruitment support, please just email join@gssem.org, and we can help connect you with the right person. And then I will be available in the chat if you have any questions.
Thank you, Paige and Jenny. Last but not least, we have my team, the Volunteer Experience team. So if you never heard of my team, you're not sure what my team does, I'm going to go through it for you briefly and introduce my team in the process. So my team's charge is to make sure that you have a good time volunteering here at Girl Scouts of Southeastern Michigan. So we're not out here doing the day-to-day support that the member support team does. We're focused on volunteer development. So to that end, we serve three purposes. So first, there's the compliance piece that's primarily handled by Heather O'Connor. She makes sure our volunteers are set up for success as we're going through the onboarding process, making sure that folks have a background check so we know our Girl Scouts are staying safe. We also want to make sure that our volunteers are trained so that you know how to work with Girl Scouts, understand our programming, know how to access the policies that you're responsible for upholding as Girl Scout volunteers. And this piece of the volunteer experience puzzle also concerns making sure that troops submit a finance report every year and also providing support to merging, splitting, and disbanding troops. Speaking of the finance report, mark your calendars because that is due on June 21st, 2025. We also handle all things training at GSSEM. So in addition to the trainings we require for volunteer roles like troop leader orientation, grade level essentials, and managing managing troop finances. We also have our extensive short and snappy library and other opportunities in GS Learn, as well as some specialty webinars that I'm going to discuss a little later. We also create and manage a lot of the resources that you use as troop leaders, like meeting activity plans in Rallyhood. So I'm mostly handling the training and Rallyhood pieces, but I do have support from Wendy Peace in this area. And of course, everybody likes a little recognition for a job well done every now and then. So the volunteer experience team leads volunteer recognition and appreciation efforts in our council. And we'll talk about what some of those look like in a little bit as well. And this piece is led by Wendy. So even though we all have our own little specialty area, all three of us work together to accomplish the three components of the GSSEM volunteer experience. One thing that I actually didn't mention as I was doing our little team introduction are volunteer mixers. We're always looking for a reason to get volunteers together because you all learn best from each other. So besides networking, we also like to have a little bit of fun. So I hope that you're going to join us at our newest batch of mixers. We're going to be hosting Scarioke at the Detroit Service Center on October 18th and at the White Lake Service Center on October 19th. So of course, we're going to have a chance for you to all network with each other. You can show off at karaoke if you want, but if you are not one to rock the mic, totally understand that. We'll also have a caramel apple bar for you to enjoy. We'll have a costume contest. We're going to have a mummy race. So be sure to come in your Halloween finery. I can guarantee you, I will be making a fool of myself dressed as Miss Piggy singing karaoke. So hopefully that is at least a little bit of a draw for you. I can guarantee definitely making a fool of myself for sure. So as a reminder, as with all volunteer mixers at GSSEM, these are volunteer only events. So we want you to have some good old fashioned Girl Scout fun. Just be sure to leave the kids at home responsibly, of course. Just a quick note on our two policy documents. Those have been updated for the 2025 membership year. So we have volunteer essentials that went under some minor updates for some language throughout to ensure inclusivity. And also we did an update to the insurance overview section, which we'll discuss a little later. And also the safety activity checkpoints had some similar updates as well. And as a reminder, the safety activity checkpoints, this is Girl Scouts of Southeastern Michigan's policy manual. So for everything that isn't about safety, you'll refer to volunteer essentials. But if you're looking specifically for safety stuff, that's in the safety activity checkpoints. So please make sure that you're always consulting the safety activity checkpoints for information about our safety policies. And just seeing what you can do as a volunteer to make sure the activities that you're doing as a troop are safe for your troop. Now, some activities that you can do in Girl Scouts require council approval before you do them. So that means you got to consult the safety activity checkpoints and see if council approval is required. If so, then you contact us at travel@gssem.org, and then Heather O'Connor will review the activity and make sure it is safe to proceed. Then we have Rallyhood. So if you haven't been on Rallyhood yet, I hope you'll take the time to explore it. So even if you're not using it to manage your troop, which is a huge perk of Rallyhood, by the way, it's still really useful to access GSSEM resources, and they're parsed out in a way that makes sense for where you're exploring on our Rallyhood ecosystem. So for example, if you're looking for resources on the Girl Scout Silver Award, you can go to the Silver Award Rally and you'll find everything that you need for the Silver Award. If you have used Rallyhood recently and you've noticed it looks a little bit different than it did before, you are not wrong. So we recently had an ecosystem update, and let me walk you through what happened here. So basically what we've done is we've taken all the resources that pertain to the GSSEM membership team, and we've collected all of that in one hub as opposed to having it scattered into 3. And we've also kind of consolidated some of our rallies as well. So the volunteer hub has rallies that are related to member support, including rallies just for troop leaders. Product program rallies can be found here, training information, as well as Rallyhood support. And any information that we have, or any important information, we typically share on the volunteer hub, whereas more specific information about topics can be found in individual rallies. And then in addition to this hub, we also have hubs for council programs and highest awards. And then of course you have your service unit rally where more localized information can be found. Now earlier I did see a comment in the chat that Rallyhood is glitchy. So that also is not wrong right now. So some of you may have seen my posts on the Rallyhood Success Center and the Volunteer Hub indicating that Rallyhood was doing a parity project to make sure that the web experience and the app experience were the same. They had initially intended on getting that done inside a couple of weeks. They are still working on fixing some bugs. So right now it is a little bit glitchy. The Rallyhood dev team is very much aware of this and they are squashing those bugs left and right. So hopefully they hope to have it back to what we would expect to see in terms of operations very soon. Oh, and of course, if you haven't heard, we have meeting activity plans available for nearly all badges and journeys and even some award content too. You can find that in the Troop Leader Network Rally. Our badge activity plans, if you used Volunteer Toolkit before, kind of a similar feel, but you'll find that each plan covers an entire badge as opposed to a single meeting. And it contains links to helpful materials that you can use in those meetings. So if you want to provide an enriching experience for your troop that incorporates the 3 Girl Scout processes, those being girl-led, cooperative learning, and learning by doing, you can download some meeting plans that you think that your troop would enjoy and ask your troop what they would like to pursue. So I mentioned we had an update to the insurance overview in Volunteer Essentials, and you can find more detailed information about this in Volunteer Essentials, but I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what was changed. So as a reminder, Plan 1 is automatic secondary coverage that's provided to every participant in a Girl Scout sponsored or supervised event. Plan 2, this used to be an option that was available for insurance that has since been eliminated, so no need to worry about Plan 2. Now, Plan 3P, this is a good option for troops who are traveling or doing overnight experiences in order to ensure that people attending those have sickness coverage in addition to accident coverage, plus its primary coverage as well, as opposed to the secondary coverage that Plan 1 provides. And then we have Plan 3PI. This is required for any international Girl Scout trips. Heather O'Connor can tell you a little bit more about that if you email travel@gssem.org, as well as the entire international travel approval process. But do note that there is indeed an approval process for international travel, and some additional documents need to be sent to GSSEM through that process. Moving on to training, we have some new and updated trainings available for you this coming membership year. So Daisy Grade Level Essentials recently got a major facelift. This training is 37 minutes long and it walks new Daisy leaders through how to be the leader of a troop of Daisies in an age-appropriate way. And it now features an interactive year plan that walks new Daisy leaders through what a first year of Daisies could look like month by month. So if you're new to Daisies this year, definitely give this training a watch on GS Learn. We also have the finance report, short and snappy. Some of you may have been acquainted with that during the finance report submission process earlier this year. This short and snappy walks troop leaders and troop treasurers through the process of completing and submitting a finance report, including tips for report preparation. Also in the finance realm, we have another finance training. We understand that managing troop finances is one of the trickiest parts of being a troop leader and a troop treasurer. So we now have a 90-minute webinar to support you as you're earning and managing troop funds called Managing Troop Finances. So this webinar is a deep dive into the troop finances section of Volunteer Essentials, and it goes over managing a troop bank account, troop dues, money earning activities, and finance reports. So if dealing with troop finances isn't your strong suit, definitely come on one of those webinars that we have scheduled this fall. We have one scheduled before the holidays. We're also working on an online version of the training available on GS Learn if you can't make a live date. I'm hoping that's going to be completed probably within the next couple of weeks or so. But until then, I have a recording of our very first webinar that you can watch. That is up on GS Learn right now. And then lastly, we have the GSUSA Girl Scout Child Abuse and Neglect Prevention course, which you've probably seen some communication about recently. So this course recently came out from GSUSA, and when we found out about it, we wanted to make sure that all of our troop leaders are documented as having or as knowing how to recognize and respond to incidences of child abuse and neglect that they may encounter in their roles. So all returning troop leaders and co-leaders must complete this course, and the deadline for that is December 31st, 2024. So you must take that course in order to remain in the troop leader co-leader role. We take the safety and well-being of girls very seriously here at GSSEM, and taking this training is one of the ways that we can make this happen. So even if you've completed a similar course elsewhere, we still require that you take this course. It's 50 minutes long. It's really easily accessed through the GS Learn Learner dashboard. And if you have any trouble whatsoever accessing that course, you can contact my team, the volunteer experience team, at volunteerexp@gssem.org. We'll make sure that you can get into that course. I know that this is really heavy subject matter, and getting into these topics can be really, really difficult, but we're counting on you to make sure that we're able to keep our youth safe. So please take this course prior to the deadline. Also in training world, I am working on some ability trainings. I'm hoping to have these done by the holidays. We have including Girl Scouts with autism spectrum disorder, including Girl Scouts with ADHD, and including Girl Scouts with physical disabilities. So all of these trainings, these are being adapted from some trainings by our friends at Girl Scouts of Wisconsin Southeast. So big thanks to them for creating those trainings that our trainings will be based off of. And I mentioned that we have some specialty webinar dates. So this is what we have coming up prior to the holidays. If you're looking for some guidance on how to have a difficult conversation with another adult, we have our Difficult Conversations webinar. If you're looking to learn more about how to involve families in Girl Scouting, we have our Engaging Girl Scout Families webinar. Key Policies explores important policies in volunteer essentials and safety activity checkpoints. Managing Girl Scout behavior goes through some prevention techniques for heading off any potential behavioral challenges in the troop, and also gives you a 4-step approach for how to manage a behavioral challenge. We have Managing Troop Finances coming up in November, which I just talked about. We have a webinar specifically on how to use Rallyhood as a troop leader. If you're looking to learn more about travel opportunities, troop travel opportunities, we have Preparing Your Troop to Travel, and we have Youth Mental Health First Aid. That's the only course that we require a registration fee for, because there's some materials associated with that. That's a full day course, and our next one is in December. Now, we are always recruiting for our facilitator corps, our adult learning facilitator corps. So if you like sharing information with your fellow volunteers, you're passionate about Girl Scouts, you can navigate Zoom. That's a big plus for a volunteer facilitator. We'd love to have you in the corps. So facilitators deliver key trainings to troop leaders. Right now, everybody's delivering troop leader orientation to our brand new leaders. And we really love having facilitators delivering these courses, because as a troop leader yourself, you have the tips and tricks and lived experiences that you can bring to trainings and really benefit our new troop leaders. So the commitment to be a facilitator is pretty light. We just ask that you facilitate or co-facilitate at least 4 trainings per calendar year. So if that sounds like a way that you would like to support the Girl Scout community, reach out to my team. Again, volunteerexp@gssem.org. We'd love to hear from you. And to wrap up my little piece of this, Girl Scouts build each other up. And one way that I hope that you'll build up your fellow volunteers is by recognizing the folks who are doing an awesome job in their volunteer role. So I won't spend a whole lot of time on volunteer spotlight, because I think Gretchen covered that pretty well in the Marcom update. But definitely, if you have anybody who you'd like to spotlight, send that to, or fill out the form at gssem.org/spotlight, and make sure you get that big picture in there. Also, we have the Volunteer National Awards. So as the name suggests, these are national awards that recognize a volunteer's service to Girl Scouts. And there are 5 awards that reflect the impact of a volunteer service. So they might be a co-leader, cookie mom, grandpa who helps out at meetings, a service unit manager, maybe even a troop leader in another troop who you notice is just doing a really great job of working with their Girl Scouts. We also have our Friend of Girl Scouting Award. This is for community and business partners who have worked with troops and our council to support Girl Scouting in the community. Last year, we honored 68 volunteers and 27 partner organizations. So I'd like to outdo that this year. Help us to at least get to 100 nominations. The nomination portal is open, and you could submit those nominations at gssem.org/vol recognition. And if somebody from my team could put that URL, if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate that. Put it in the chat log there. We also have a document that explains the criteria for each of the 5 volunteer national awards, so you know kind of how you need to structure your nomination. But it's a pretty simple process. There's only one award actually where we require a letter of recommendation. The rest is just a bio that you need for everybody. But if you're nominating somebody for Thanks Badge or Thanks Badge 2, those 2 awards require a letter of recommendation. And that's it. That wraps up our team updates. So last but not least, it is time to do our Toledo Zoo ticket drawing. So this zoo ticket package includes an adult admission, parking to the zoo, and a $15 gift card that can be used to purchase a meal at the zoo. And these tickets are good until the end of the year. So if you are a winner today, I will be mailing those out to you. So without further ado, let me have a gander at our winners here. Okay, we have Heather Shields, Janine Rippey, Katie Jones, and Taisha Horton. So if you are one of our winners, congratulations. Let me just scribble down some names here, so I remember to send you your tickets. And that leads us to the end. So thank you all who have stuck with us toward the end here. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Kickoff this year. So if you could please take time to fill out the Kickoff survey, I really, really appreciate it. So would Claire, who's doing research and evaluation. So in order to take the Kickoff survey, all you need to do is take out your phone and scan that that QR code, and that'll take you right to the survey. So thank you all so much for being here. We really appreciate your time and willingness to absorb all of this information as we're getting into the new Girl Scout year. We are so thrilled to have you all on board for another great year of Girl Scouts, and we hope it's a really awesome one. Thank you all for being here, and have a wonderful evening.
Bye-bye.